So build 42 is fast approaching, and as time goes on we keep getting more and more info about what's being added into this update, and it is a lot. So today I'm going to share 10 of my personal favorite features that have been revealed to be in this update. And also real quick, thank you all so much for 50k subscribers, it means so much to me and I'm so grateful you all have helped me reach this milestone. But now onto the features. So first we are going to start with arguably the most popular addition in this update. Animals. Yes, they're adding animals and they're adding a lot. We've seen cows, pigs, sheep, chickens, deer, turkey, rats, raccoons, rabbits, and I'm assuming there's going to be a lot more to come. This is a huge part of the update and is what a lot of people are most excited to see, me included. This also opens up possibilities for the future, where we can have rideable horses, which would make a great alternative for cars, and dog companions that could possibly help you with killing zombies. These two haven't been confirmed yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were added after build 42. These animals will make the world feel much more lived in and vibrant, and this will also add a lot of new features into the game, which is our next topic, hunting and farming. Since we're getting animals, it would make sense for us to be able to hunt and farm with these animals. Being able to hunt is something that is a staple in most survival games, and something Zomboid was missing for a long time, but even more important than hunting, we have farming. Being able to breed these animals and make your farms, well, more farmy is going to improve the game a ton. Living out on a farm far away from big towns is now a much more interesting option than it was before animals were a thing. Before, if you wanted to live a secluded life and farm, I'm not gonna lie, it was kinda boring. But now that you can add animals to your farm, there's much more incentive to do so, and now making these farms with fenced-in areas for animals your base will be a much more desired option. Next, we're going to be getting new locations. They are adding a whole new area to the map with what looks to be 2 new towns that you can see if you look on the online Zomboid map. And since they're adding such a large portion of land to the map, I'm assuming they'll be adding a lot more smaller locations too, such as the fort near Louisville. We've also seen a Wild West styled location in an orphanage in the woods that looks creepy as hell, so I will definitely be checking that out. But along with adding new locations, we will also see improvements to existing locations. As of now, we've seen improvements to rooftops, which is pretty nice, but not nearly as cool as the skyscrapers they'll be adding to Louisville, which takes us to our next feature. For our fourth feature, we have basements and skyscrapers. So I don't know the whole technical side of it, but what from my simple, smooth brain can understand, they have updated the game engine, allowing them to add floor levels below and above what was before possible, aka we now have basements. Woo, let's go bitches! Basements are something people have been wanting for a long time, and along with it, we're getting skyscrapers. This is like the Zomboid equivalent to the Minecraft Caves and Cliffs update, and I love it. These skyscrapers are said to be 32 levels high, and the basements can be 32 levels low. And along with the new height, we get a cool new animation when falling from these tall places, which I think is a cool little detail. But the main thing everyone is soiling their pants for is the basements. I feel like everyone here knows what a basement is, I don't really need to explain it. Most of you are probably watching this from a basement while your mother is upstairs yelling, "Johnny, get off the damn game, it's time for dinner!" And you say, "Shut up, Mom, I'm watching Spoodle!" And then she will proceed to come downstairs and beat you with her slipper, but we're getting off track. For our fifth feature, we have one that I'm probably more excited for than I should be. Fences are no longer OP, yep, they are nerfing tall fences, making them no longer impenetrable. If a large enough horde gathers onto a fence, they can eventually knock it down, and if you've ever seen the prison arc of The Walking Dead, you will know exactly what this is like and how terrifying it could be if it happens to you. I've made a lot of videos talking about how you should build a base around these fences because they're impenetrable, and now all these videos are lying to you, so fuck me I guess, but I still love this change. For our sixth feature, we have grass. Yep, grass. Out of all the things I could have picked for this video, I chose grass, and before you look at me like I'm dumb or something, just hear me out. This shit looks magnificent. I mean, comparing it to the old grass, it's a night and day difference, and I think it makes the game look 10 times better, which is why I put it on this list. Next, for our seventh feature, we have new lighting and sounds. A big thing the devs have been talking about with this update is a new lighting system, which just improves how lighting works, making it much nicer to look at and also much more realistic. This is something you may not really think about, but while you're playing you will definitely notice it, especially indoors. And when it comes to sound, they're adding a bunch of different noises that your character can make them feel more alive. My favorite part is when you accidentally press the disgusting Q button, you can now actually hear the characters yell, which is really cool, but the new sounds also include the world, not just your characters. Such as when going indoors and into basements, you will start hearing mice and water dripping, and the sounds of the outside world will slowly fade away. This change is a great little detail that will definitely help with immersion. As we go into our eighth feature, we will talk about something I've wanted to change for a long time, the gunplay. How guns work in Zomboid pisses me off. I don't care how bad you are at aiming a gun, you should be able to hit this shot. But if your aiming is level 0, it's almost like you're shooting with your eyes closed, and you're jumping up and down because unless I have a shotgun, I can't hit shit. And if I'm being honest, I don't know if these changes will help too much, but I really hope so. They are making it so wind, fog, rain, and light levels will affect your aim, and things such as panic, movement, and drunkenness, I don't know, will have a greater effect at hitting shots from distance. Which sucks for me because shooting zombies while intoxicated is my favorite pastime, but these penalties are significantly reduced when shooting at short range, so hopefully shit like this won't happen anymore. But one thing I didn't realize before is being panicked didn't affect your accuracy, just your chances of landing a critical hit, and that is now changing so it also affects accuracy, making the desensitized perk that much more valuable. These changes are nice, but until they make aiming like the advanced trajectory mod, I won't be happy. Second to last, our ninth feature will be the insane amount of items being added into the game. I'm not gonna lie, I think there are thousands of new items being added in this update, because every time I see an update blog, they show off more and more items that they're adding, and it's just getting ridiculous. Like, I'm not complaining, I'm happy they're adding more stuff, but it makes it impossible for me to cover it all because of how much there is. I mean, there are new weapons, magazines, armor pieces, generators, camping equipment, canteens, new clothing items, and so much more. If I tried naming off every single item they added, this video would be longer than a Pred survival series. But yeah, lots of new items that I can't wait to fill my already encumbered inventory with. And for our last and final feature, the new crafting. They are changing crafting a lot and how progression will work with crafting. Apparently this is such a big change, it's the reason build 42 is taking so long to make, and I'm honestly happy about that because crafting in Zomboid isn't all that impressive, it's very simplistic and I'm glad they're updating it. With this new crafting system, we'll also be getting new professions, with the main one being blacksmith. This profession now lets you create proper weapons, and is now going to make the late game a lot more interesting. The late game has been one of the biggest issues of Zomboid, and the devs seem to be putting a lot of work into it. We now have new crafting stations, you can craft armor along with the new weapons, and a bunch of other stuff, and you can do this all without ever touching a town or city. Being able to live completely off the land seems to be something they're focusing on with this new crafting system. So now you can go from being completely naked in the woods, all the way to the medieval era without ever looting a town. This is what really interests me in this new update because it essentially creates an entirely new way to play the game. This new crafting system is much more in depth, and honestly I'm too smooth-brained to accurately explain to you all its intricate details, which is why I recommend you go check out Retnaru's new video, where he talks about pretty much everything coming in the new Build 42 update. He's a lot smarter than me, so if you want to know all the fine details and small features coming in this update, you should really check him out. But those were the 10 features that I think everyone should know about before this update comes out. And speaking of the update coming out, when is that? Well, I don't know exactly when, but it has been confirmed for this year. Yep, in 2024, Build 42 will release, we just don't know exactly when. But I'm going to assume it will be around November. What evidence do I have to make that assumption? None. It's just a random guess. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one.